Let's start with the basics. These four ideas are the foundation of everything in AI. LLM, tokenization, vectors, and attention. Imagine a really smart autocomplete. You type a few words and it predicts what comes next. That's basically what a large language model does, but at a massive scale. It's read billions of pages of text, books, websites, conversations, and learned patterns in language. When you ask it a question, it's not actually thinking, it's predicting, one word at a time, what the most likely next word should be. And it's scary good at it. Before an AI can read your message, it needs to break it into small pieces called tokens. Think of it like cutting a sentence into puzzle pieces. The word cat might be one token, but a long word like unhappiness gets split into un, happy, and ness. Each token gets a number like a barcode. The AI doesn't see words, it sees numbers. A typical model knows about 50,000 of these tokens. That's its entire vocabulary. Here's where it gets cool. The AI turns every word into a list of numbers called a vector. King becomes 0.21, negative 0.87, 0.45. Queen becomes 0.18, negative 0.92, 0.51. Dog becomes negative 0.65, 0.33, 0.12. Every word gets its own unique coordinates on a map. Words with similar meanings end up close together. So, king and queen are near each other. Dog and puppy are neighbors. And here's the magic. You can do math with these. King minus man plus woman actually equals queen. The AI learned relationships between words just from reading text. When you read the sentence, "the cat sat on the mat because it was tired," you instantly know that "it" refers to the cat, not the mat. Attention is how the AI figures this out. It looks at every word in the sentence and asks, which other words are most important for understanding this one? It creates connections between words, giving more weight to the ones that matter most. This is the single most important idea in modern AI. Now let's look at how these models actually learn. So how does an AI actually learn? Here's the trick. It plays a fill-in-the-blank game. Take a sentence like, "the cat sat on the blank." Hide one word and make the model guess it. If it guesses right, great. If it gets it wrong, it adjusts and tries again. It does this billions of times with billions of sentences. No human needs to label anything. The text teaches itself. That's why it's called self-supervised. The transformer is the architecture behind every major AI model today. ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, all of them. Published in 2017 in a famous paper called "Attention is All You Need." It works by stacking layers on top of each other. Each layer has two parts. First, the attention mechanism looks at how words relate to each other. Then a neural network processes that information further. Stack enough of these layers and you get a model that can understand and generate human language. A base model like GPT knows a lot about everything, but it's not an expert at anything specific. Fine-tuning changes that. You take the base model and train it further on specialized data. Feed it thousands of medical papers and now it's a medical expert. Feed it legal documents and it becomes a legal assistant. The model keeps its general knowledge but gains deep expertise in one area. It's like a college graduate going to medical school. Okay, so the model is trained. But how do we actually make it useful? You don't always need to retrain a model. Sometimes you can just show it a few examples in the prompt. This is called few-shot prompting. Watch this. You tell the model, happy means positive, terrible means negative. Now you ask, what about amazing? And the model says, positive. It learned the pattern from just two examples without any retraining. The more examples you give, the better it gets. 0 examples? That's 0 shot. 1 example? 1 shot. A few shot. Here's a big problem with AI. It can make stuff up. It's called hallucination. RAG, or Retrieval-Augmented Generation, fixes this. Instead of relying only on what the model memorized during training, you first search a database of real documents for relevant information. Then you feed those documents to the model along with the question. Now the model is answering based on actual facts, not just memory. It's like giving a student an open book during an exam. Remember vectors, those lists of numbers that represent meaning? A vector database is a special database designed to store millions of these vectors and find the most similar ones incredibly fast. When you search for machine learning tutorials, it doesn't match exact words. It finds documents that are semantically similar, ones that mean the same thing, even if they use completely different words. This is the engine that powers RAG and recommendation systems everywhere. If you're learning something new, make sure to subscribe to the AI How and hit that bell icon so you never miss a video. AI doesn't work alone. It needs tools and context to be truly powerful. An AI model by itself can only generate text. It can't browse the web, query a database, or send an email. MCP, or Model Context Protocol, is a standard that lets AI models plug into external tools. Think of it like USB for AI. Before USB, every device needed its own special cable. MCP gives AI a universal way to connect to any tool: databases, APIs, file systems, calculators. One standard protocol, infinite capabilities. When you talk to an AI, you're not just sending your message. Behind the scenes, there's a carefully assembled package of information called the context. It includes system instructions that tell the AI how to behave, your conversation history so it remembers what you said before, retrieved documents for facts, and tool results from actions it took. Context engineering is the art of assembling the right information at the right time. It's the evolution beyond just writing a good prompt. Most AI just answers questions. An agent does more. It takes action. An AI agent follows a loop. Observe, think, act, evaluate. You give it a task like research competitors and write a report. It searches the web, reads the results, takes notes, writes a draft, reviews it, and refines it. All on its own, using whatever tools it needs. It's the difference between an AI that talks and an AI that does. The model works, but how do we make it even better? Raw AI models can be weird. They might give rambling answers or say inappropriate things. RLHF, reinforcement learning from human feedback, is how we fix that. The model generates several different answers. A human picks which one is best. Over thousands of these comparisons, the model learns what humans actually prefer. Clear, helpful, safe answers. It's like training a puppy. You reward the good behavior until it becomes the default. Ask an AI a tricky math question and it might get it wrong. But add 3 magic words. Think step by step, and suddenly it nails it. That's chain of thought reasoning. Instead of jumping straight to an answer, the model writes out each step. First this, then that, therefore the answer is this. It's like showing your work in math class. Each step builds on the last, catching mistakes along the way. Normal AI models answer instantly. One forward pass and done. Reasoning models like O1 and DeepSeek R1 are different. They actually spend time thinking before answering. They explore different approaches, consider possibilities, and eliminate dead ends. Kind of like a chess player thinking several moves ahead. The trade-off? They're slower, sometimes taking 15 seconds instead of 1. But on hard problems, math, logic, coding, they're dramatically more accurate. Quick question. Drop a comment below and tell us which concept surprised you the most. We read every single one. Finally, let's talk about where AI is heading next. Early AI models could only handle text. Multimodal models can handle everything. Text, images, audio, and video, all in one model. You can show it a photo and ask, "What's in this picture?" You can give it an audio clip and ask for a transcript. You can even describe an image in words and it'll create one. One model, every type of data, that's multimodal. Not every AI needs to be massive. Small language models, or SLMs, have a fraction of the parameters, maybe 3 billion instead of a trillion. But they're trained on really high-quality data. The result? They're almost as smart as the big models for specific tasks, but they're way faster, way cheaper, and they can even run on your phone. Sometimes you don't need a freight train. A motorcycle gets you there just fine. Knowledge distillation is how you make a small model almost as smart as a big one. You have a large teacher model that already knows a lot. You train a smaller student model to mimic the teacher's answers. Not just the final answer, but the probabilities behind it. The student can't learn everything, but it captures the most important patterns. It's like a senior mentor passing their expertise to a junior developer. AI models store their knowledge as decimal numbers with lots of precision. 32 bits per number. Quantization rounds those numbers down to 8 bits or even 4. That makes the model 75% smaller and up to 4 times faster. And the accuracy barely drops. Maybe from 99.2 to 98.8%. It's like compressing a photo. You lose a tiny bit of quality, but the file becomes small enough to actually use on real devices. And those are 20 AI concepts that power the technology changing our world. Now go build something. That's a wrap. If this helped you understand AI better, subscribe to The AI How, hit the bell, and tell us in the comments which concept you want us to explain next.